Now, this nice little drawing here is quite similar to the last one you would have done if you've been following along in our work. And what we need to try and do here is look at the focal points and the directrix. Now, this is kind of an odd one. We have an ellipse, we have a tangent, we don't even have a point of contact. So let's see how we can figure out all of these bits and pieces. Well, the first thing we're going to need to do is, of course, get our center line. Okay, we're going to find our focal points. So let's grab this, bigger than half, arc, arc. And there we go, that'll give us the center point for the ellipse. Now, what next? Well, the next thing we're going to do, again, when we're given this and know the rest of the information, we need to draw our major circle. So here we go. How do you draw the major circle? Draw that guy. Don't actually need the whole thing, but I've drawn it now, so I may as well stick with it. And we are finding these 2 points here, okay, where that circle crosses over the tangent. Now we know from beforehand, but of course you can take that and you can bring those lines down to the major axis. Focal points are always on the major axis. And there we go. There's focal point 1 and there's focal point 2. Okay, we just give them a little label, F1 and F2. Now we're getting a little bit more information here. Okay, we can begin to try and build up where this whole thing goes. And there's probably a few other ways you can use, because we do have a focal point, we have vertexes, gives us bits of information. But for now, what we're going to try and do is come up and find this point of contact. Okay, so to get the point of contact, we just recreate our junior cycle tangent methods. We extend this guy up. We're going to copy the distance up along it. Okay, because remember the tangent is if we bisect the lines, I'll show you here now, there'll all be pencils. If we bisect the lines from each of the focal points, we will get our tangent. So we're just recreating that triangle and we're copying it up there, so we can actually do it in reverse and find the focal point. So we'll connect this down here, and there's our point of contact. Okay, because remember this little triangle here. Okay, so we would have bisected that angle into 2 equal pieces. Okay, and because that length is the same as that length, and this length is the same as this length, we have the same triangle going on here. All right, so we can say that these 2 are equal, and that divides it up. Anyway, that's why that works. Of course, we haven't followed our directrix yet. That is, of course, the goal here. So the way we're going to do this one is actually nice and straightforward. We're just going to go and use our normal technique, because now we have our point of contact. Bring this guy down here, and if I had my directrix, I would just come down, I'd find a perpendicular line to that, and I go up and meet the directrix, and I can draw my tangent. But of course, instead I've met my tangent, so I can just go back and draw my directrix. So all of these things, and whenever you're learning stuff in DCG, it's important to remember it all works forwards and backwards. Okay, so there's that point there, and that is my directrix.